Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to talk about the dreaded decline letter or email. So your loan has been declined, your grant has been declined, your increase has been declined. No one wants to see that, especially if you've been waiting for months and for a decision, and this is what you get. There are various reasons why a person may get a decline. So this video is just giving some clarification on why are you declined and what you can pretty much do to mitigate it. Okay, so let's start with the various reasons on a decline. Well, this is based mostly on the loan increases, but it's going to apply for the grants, the supplemental grant, the targeted advanced grant, or if you're just applying for your first loan. Okay, so all of this can apply, even though I'm talking specifically about the loan increase. IRS. Okay, the IRS has been the death of so many applicants, really. So if the IRS does not send transcripts to the SBA when requested, let's say the transcripts are sent back with no record found, invalid zip code, wrong form, those are some of the errors that could happen, your application can be declined. It truly can, and that is it. So the IRS, it's really has been such a pain for a lot of applicants. The best thing to do is to make sure you fill out the 4506T correctly. Fill that out correctly. And if you don't know how to, I have a wonderful video that I want you to check out on how to fill out the 4506T correctly. This has helped many applicants. Please go check it out. It's really easy and simple, but still many people have a lot of issues with that application, with that form. So check out that video to fill it out. Another reason why your loan may be declined, well, information or application does not match a tax return. Guys, people out there, whatever you put on your application must relate or must be very similar to what's on your tax return. Very, very important, okay? You don't want to lie on these applications. It's federal. Do not exaggerate your net revenues. You're asking them to decline you, okay? And of course, the next is credit history, and that is a requirement. A lot of people I talk to are shocked when they're denied because of credit. There is a minimum credit score of 570 to 580, so take that into account when you're applying for the loans. All right, and it does apply for the target advance, the supplemental advance, for all of them. You can mitigate a loan for the credit. For grants, it's not so much. You will be approved majority of the time, regardless of your credit history for the grant. But for the loan, just because you're declined because of bad credit does not mean that it's over. You can still mitigate. When I mean by mitigate, I mean you can still request a reconsideration for that. Okay, so let's dive a little deep into all three of this. Tax transcripts. Tax transcripts are used in every facet of the SBA. They rely on it to make the decisions on whether or not you're going to be approved or denied for the loans or grants for the program. Tax transcripts come directly from the IRS. They are requested using the 4506T. Sometimes they come back with errors. Some of the errors are no record found. You did most likely, if it comes back, if you're told when you call SBA and an agent says to you, no record was found, most likely your taxes weren't filed. So either you didn't file taxes for that year that they're looking for, or you filed your taxes late and the IRS has not processed it in their system as of yet. What you need to do is to call the IRS and say, please process my taxes. I need you to do it because I'm applying for a loan and I need for these taxes to be processed so that the IRS can request it and send good tax transcripts. All right, so make sure that that is all good with the IRS. Next, valid zip code. Now, with all of us in our busy lives running a business and everything else that's going on, it is easy to forget that in 2019 or in 2018 you actually moved, between 2019, 2018, 2021. And because of that, you don't realize that when you filled out the 4506T, there's a wrong address on that. So be really vigilant when doing these 4506T forms and applications. You really want to make sure in the form that you use the address that you use to file the return. It doesn't matter where you live now, right? That doesn't mean a darn thing where you live right now. Because where you live right now is not going to help the IRS find your application. It's where the address that you used when you filed. And also be careful. If your business address is different than your mailing address, you need to know which address you use to file your application. A lot of people really get this wrong because they have somebody else who file their taxes for them, whether it's their CPA, and they don't realize that their CPA filed it with their mailing address and not their business address, or vice versa. So that could cause problems. So, of course, like I said, it's because it's a wrong address in the 4506T form. You just need to fix it and resend it. All right. Invalid form. All right. Again, it's going back. Some people just don't know what type of forms they use to file their taxes. Like, listen, these are the forms: a 1065, a 1040, 1120, 1120S, a 990 if you're a nonprofit. Know what form you use to file your taxes. It's quite simple, but many people don't know. And so they put the wrong form on there, and then they send it to IRS, and IRS like, well, we don't know what the heck this is. We don't have a tax return for this form. That's because you put a 1120 when you should have put 1120S, or you should have a 1065. Know what form. It doesn't matter if a CPA or somebody else is filing your tax return. I think it's very important as a business owner to know how your taxes are filed. Okay? So those are some of the issues. And again, all of this can be taken care of by just fixing your 4506T during the reconsideration process. Now, then some of you are getting these unverifiable information. A lot of you contacted and said, hey, listen, I'm getting this unverifiable information. Let's talk about that. So, information or application does not match tax return. People do not lie on these applications. This is federal. We had a lot of fraud. There was a lot of fraud in the beginning of this whole SBA process. We all know that, but they're catching on, and that's why it gets so much harder this second time around for people to either get their first loans or to get the increase request. So many denials and declines going on out there. If you put that you made $80,000 in your business on your application, that tax transcript that's coming directly from the IRS better say that you made $80,000 that year. Do not put that you made $150,000 in the tax transcript that you only made $70,000. You're lying. Do not lie on it. It's fraudulent and you'll be declined. Okay, so make sure everything, and then you go into what we call unverifiable information, or what is called unverifiable information, and then, well, guess what? They can't verify you because you're just lying everywhere. So how are they supposed to, think that you're legit business when all the information is false? So be very careful on that when you're filling out the applications. Again, do not exaggerate your revenues. Exaggerating your net revenues or exaggerating your cost of goods sold, it's only going to get you the big old decline. So please don't do that. All right, let's be truthful. If your business only make $55,000 a year, and your tax returns and tax transcripts say your business makes $55,000 a year, cost of goods is zero, guess what? You're most likely going to get approved, especially if your credit matches and everything matches. That's it. Just don't lie. Okay? Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope these were some of the good tips to help you out. Now, I didn't talk a little bit about the reconsideration, but I really did hope that this kind of clarifies a little bit of why you're getting declined and what you can do to kind of like fix it, or at least take care of it. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you really like my videos, please like and subscribe and comment. What else do you want to know? I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Put it down at the bottom. Thank you and bye.